I've had a lot of questions from small nonprofits regarding audits. As a beginning nonprofit, what should they know about audits and when you should get one? Oh, Daphne, great question. I'm so glad you asked. So first of all, let's clarify for everybody what an audit is and what it isn't, and then we'll talk about when it makes sense to get one, as well as how much it might cost and what it might entail. So an audit is an independent audit done by a CPA in a CPA firm that is most likely, depending on their state regulations, peer reviewed. And they issue your financial statements with a cover letter with what's called an opinion, saying, hopefully, that your financial statements are fairly stated. That's what's called a clean opinion. And what that really means is, if someone looks at your financial statements, like your statement of financial position, which in the for-profit world is called a balance sheet, or your statement of activities, which in the for-profit world is called an income statement or profit and loss, they're going to make a decision when they look at those financial statements. And what an audit doesn't say is, every number is exactly right to the dollar. If you're making a decision based on some financial statements, what an audit says is, by fairly presenting the financial position and activities of the period, they're right to the extent that you're not going to make a different decision if the number were precisely to the penny exactly right. So if you look at financial statements and you see that donations were $50,000, but in reality, there were $50,002, an auditor isn't going to care, because no financial statement user is going to make a different decision. Like, oh, you had $2 extra, and well, now I'm not going to donate because you're already making plenty of money. $2 aren't going to make a difference. So also, what you should know about what an audit is and what an audit isn't. An audit entails a CPA coming in, possibly with a staff, and looking at your documentation. It's not enough to say, hey, here's our QuickBooks file, make it look nice so we can show it to donors and the board. No way. I mean, if an auditor ever agrees to that, that person isn't really an auditor. I can feel my CPA certificate shaking on the wall. No! Hey, Kim, welcome to the show. So yeah, we look for third party. I say we, I used to be an auditor. I no longer do audit work, but an auditor looks for third party corroboration of the stuff that's in your financial statements and the stuff that's in your accounting system. Third party, a bank statement issued by a third party, a credit card statement, a loan statement, tons of other third party information, not sourced by the nonprofit, but sourced by outside parties, that's considered to be more authoritative. What an audit is not designed to do is to prevent or detect fraud. There are a lot of people in just learning about what this is and what it isn't. And they think, oh, well, you know what, if anything were wrong, the auditor would catch it. No, an audit is not designed to prevent or detect fraud. What an audit may include is a statement, even like a to-do list or a checklist by the auditor saying, you have some risk here because of the way that the organization is handling money or handling financial information, and we have some recommendations for you. And you really want, if you get that from an auditor, you really want to hightail it to fulfill all those recommendations, because as long as you don't, your organization is at risk for fraud. Your organization is at risk for embezzlement. And boy, don't even get me started on that. Or get me started, that's okay too. And the cost of an audit it varies. It varies tremendously. Daphne is asking about new nonprofits. So we're definitely out of the 3-figure zone and into the 4-figure zone. I doubt that you get all the way into 5 figures for a brand new small nonprofit. But I also doubt that a brand new small nonprofit would need one, which gets me to the last part of Daphne's question. There are generally 3 types of parties who like a nonprofit to be audited. A grantor, or let me say grantors, donors, and the board of directors. In general, I would say that those are the 3 main parties who want an audit. And they have to want it badly, given what it is and what it isn't, in order to say to the nonprofit, we want you to give up a chunk of money in order for us to have some assurance that the financial statements we're looking at are fairly presented in accordance with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. Boom! Did you hear that? I remembered that. I haven't done auditing in like 10 years. There you go.